Alright.
So how are you doing today?
I am good. How are you?
I have the pleasure of interviewing Rexy. I've been trying to get a hold of her for like the longest. We're supposed to meet at BlurCon, but due to COVID, we were not able to actually meet. But she answered my prayers on Instagram.
I'm here.
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Bracy. I am from Delaware and I cosplay.
And what's your favorite cosplay?
I think my favorite cosplay is my Yusuke cosplay, only because it's so comfortable. And I made the jacket, and it was one of the first things I made, and it's just in my heart. So I really like that cosplay.
So what brought you into the world of cosplay?
It was actually my friends. So like growing up, I trick-or-treated like a little bit here and there, but like I kind of stopped after middle school or something like that. My friends were still trick-or-treating into high school, and they're like, Bracy, come trick-or-treating with us again. I'm like, nah. I was like, okay, yeah. So I went trick-or-treating with them, and then of course we got to an age where we're just like, okay, we can't do this anymore. Nobody's gonna want to hand out candy to us. You know, we can't go through the neighborhoods. We're too old. So like, cosplay. next level.
I mean, I actually did. I continued to trick-or-treat until maybe I was like 18.
Same. So like, I mean, we still went out until then, but once we got into college, we were just like, okay, like, we kind of have to slow down. Like, a lot of the neighborhoods that we used to go to, like, had no more kids anyways, or like really, really young kids, or like everybody was grown up and like out of the neighborhood. So we're just like, you don't even have spots anymore.
To grow up.
I know.
And
no more
free
free candy.
All right. Do you make your own costumes?
I make some of them. I don't make all of them. So Yusuke I've made, Vincent I've made, I've more expensive to buy an actual cosplay.
Yes.
So it was easier for me to spend that $60 to get the cosplay than to like, you know, buy the $30 worth of 3 yards of this and then so many yards of that to combine it all just to make something. So.
Would you think that it, like, if you actually made it yourself, the majority of the time you can actually add a little uniqueness to it?
I think so. I mean, like, sometimes I use materials that like people wouldn't normally use, mainly because, like, you know, I'm just like, oh, I like the look of that, or, you know, sometimes I'm just like, that's more affordable to purchase, to, you know, to wear. But yeah, sometimes is so much easier, or, you know, so much more fun to like make your own, because you do get to put a little spice into it.
Yeah, I seen a couple that put a spin on it. Like, I seen one girl on Instagram, and she put a spin on Venom. And I was like, that is pretty damn nice.
I like that too, because like you get to see like who puts like a little bit of their like heart and soul into their cosplay, because you know you don't see this version of that cosplay because they made it, and then it's just so unique.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I can do it. Like, I'm more of a Star Wars fan, so maybe one day I may actually do it.
I mean, there's so much to do. I mean, one of my friends is a Star Wars fan, and like she goes for like the more screen accurate type of look, but like I know some people who are just like, okay, we're gonna do Kylo Ren with the curly fro, and you know it's gonna be popping, and so that's what they do.
I would probably do like a reincarnation of Darth Vader.
Okay, I like that.
Black, of course, you know.
Darker Vader.
So when you do actually do your own, how long do you say it takes you roughly to actually make it?
I want to say, like, if I were the type of person to sit down and make it, maybe about 2 weeks to a month. Like, if I sat down every day and was just like, okay, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on this, it'd probably take 2 weeks to a month. It also depends on the complexity of it. I don't sit down every day to do my cosplays. So it usually takes me a little bit longer, and then if I find out I don't have to do anything with it, or I'm not wearing it anytime soon, I will put it to the side, start on something else, start, you know, working on that. Oh, I forgot about this cosplay, you know. So I want to say, like, in general, of everyday work, maybe like 2 weeks to a month would be the answer to that question.
And when you're doing, like, I noticed during our little shoot with the headpieces, do you find it difficult to like try and keep them intact and put them on, things of that sort?
It depends. I mean, like, so are you talking about like the wigs? Or,
yes.
Yeah, okay, so wigs, I usually restyle my wigs before every, outing, only because I like to keep mine fresh. Sometimes I don't like the way I did it last time. So I don't find it difficult to keep them intact. What I do is I take them out, brush them out a little bit, curl the bottom, style them, and when I'm done with that, I put it straight back in the bag and put it right back into storage.
So my next question, we're gonna kind of jump into this. So, do you often feel like you get discriminated against because you're Black and doing cosplay?
I will admit that sometimes I definitely do feel like people will look at your cosplay and start nitpicking it just on the fact that you're Black, because I've seen some situations, and sometimes it happens to me, sometimes it happens to other Black cosplayers, but they'll be like, oh, that cosplayer doesn't have those sneakers in that show, and it's just like, okay, but you didn't go ahead and pick on 5 other white or other lighter skinned cosplayers who did that same thing or did something way more outrageous. Like, I feel like some people will go ahead and just like start to try to find stuff to make fun of, just because you aren't screen accurate, because you're Black or whatever. I've noticed that a lot in the community.
So how do you feel about being a female cosplayer?
Sometimes I feel like it's slightly easier for Black females than Black males, only because I noticed that a lot of photographers won't reach out to Black men, and this is only from like the outside looking in, but like I see the memes because of course everybody makes memes. They're like, okay, now if your portfolio doesn't showcase Black men, what is your portfolio?
Yes, you gotta have that range.
Yeah, exactly.
That variety.
Because women, we have the advantage of being very pretty, and so like even though Black women don't get chosen over the lighter white or whatever cosplayers, we still will get chosen over a Black man sometimes. And I find that like not so cool, but
I feel as though like female in cosplay, they play the female role by making it sexier.
Exactly.
So like you can have like Shishomaru.
Exactly.
You can have a female do it, but then she'll add something to that. Make it more bustier.
Or embraces the femininity, or make it like more like, oh, damn, I wish she did that.
But we all know. If you don't know, you gotta watch. Watch Inuyasha.
Yeah.
But Shishomaru is not sexy, but he is sexy.
He's fine.
He's fine. Yes, he is. But I don't know, like my cousin's not into it. She calls it cartoon, and
I'm just like, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. We just get an argument. Just shut up. Just shut up. Let's go shopping.
That's a lifestyle.
Yeah. What is another one? When it came to like Inuyasha, I was like, in a sense, Inuyasha seemed like a little punk.
Yeah.
A bit, and then you get the other side, you get Shishomaru, and you just like,
he's over there and like all suave and whatnot, so cold, but you're just like, man, something about you.
Yeah, and then he takes up Rin, just saying, you're like, something's not right. Are you gonna get with Rin when she come of age or something?
I hope not. So that's another conversation. That's another conversation.
I think they need to add a little Blackness to that. Because Black people be everywhere.
Look, if Black people were in Inuyasha, it would have been 2 episodes, because that jewel shard would have not been shattered. They're like, what could go wrong? What are you doing?
Like, there was like, Chadwick Boseman was supposed to play a samurai.
Okay, yeah.
Because we don't know this, but there was actually a samurai back in those days. And it was like, the emperor tried to scrub the man's skin. Oh. Because over there, we all know that like the Asian countries are like homogenous.
Very
and
very colors.
to know that there was a black samurai in that area and that they tried to scrub his skin, like his complexion off, like, no, it doesn't come off, boo. It don't come off. But like, he became a samurai, like,
yeah, I mean,
legit. That's like, we're gonna have another kind of, we're gonna have a samurai kind of flick coming up. But you know,
yeah,
I do too. I'll be in that role, like, but I'm not putting no bird shit on my face.
Oh no.
I heard like the geishas, they put nightingale crap on their face, and I was like, no, you gotta be lying.
I think traditionally they did. But like, you know, I think that was one of the things that were white. Eventually, I mean, they don't do it now, but they don't do it. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure they use different.
You would like to think that, but you don't know. Because if I go there one day and they want to put some nightingale poop, I'm coming back for you.
Oh,
I'm gonna be like, you can't. I'm sorry, you told me. And so back to that discriminated. How does it make you feel knowing that like they discriminate and get you a nitpick on you as a black cosplayer compared to the people of lighter complexion?
It does actually get to you sometimes. I mean, like sometimes you like to put up front and be like, okay, like who are you to, you know, judge me? But at the same time, like sometimes it really does get to you because you're wondering, what am I not doing that they're doing? Why am I, you know, second tier? And it's nothing that you can change about that because you already know that it's just like they're just nitpicking on the fact that I'm black. Like there's nothing that I can do to be satisfactory in their eyes. And you know, even though you're just like, I don't care about them, you do, because you have to wonder like how many people out there are looking at you, not giving you opportunities, not giving you the recognition of what you're doing just because you don't look like that character. So yeah, it is definitely something that like, you know, I think about every so often. You know, it does get you down and sometimes I'm just like, you know, what's the point? But at the end of the day, I'm just like, it gives me so much more satisfaction to know that like, you know, my mom's always just like, hey, you look good, your cosplay's look thanks, mom.
Always that one. Yeah, mom always got the back.
Mom, or like, you know, other black cosplayers will be like, you know, they'll say something, or you know, you'll see them and they'll see you, and it's just like, it kind of brings the black community more together in a way, because like, I feel like I get more satisfaction, you know, being in that community with other black people, seeing how much they put me up, how much I try to put them up. That's so much more fulfilling, even though like, you know, that doesn't negate the fact that there's outsiders still judging you, still nitpicking on you. I can get, like, now that I've found black community, I can get over that or past that so much better than that I did when I first started to cosplay.
Have anybody tried to come at you through your social media accounts?
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're black?
Oh, so there was this one incident, and mind you, so there's this one incident, and I got this comment on one of my pictures, and they're like, great, but do you ever cosplay any characters that is black? Yeah. And I was like, okay, hold up. Mind you, this dude, I don't know if he's African or, you know, something like that, so that made it kind of doubly. Like, I was looking at him like, what? I was like, okay, so one, that's not the point, because I didn't come this far to have somebody tell me that I can only cosplay characters of a dark complexion. Like, I'm going to cosplay who I want, and each time I cosplay that character, I'm going to kill it, and I'm going to like put down all the races, all the naysayers. I'm going to be a level above if I can, because I'm not limiting myself to who you think I should be. I'm going to put myself where I think I need to be, where I deserve to be. So.
And does he realize that if there aren't any black characters, you know that half of the people that cosplay in the United States,
okay, and they're
not Asian.
Exactly, that's another thing. Like, okay, nobody's cosplay. Well, I'm not saying nobody. Most people aren't cosplaying the same race that they are. So why are you so hung up on the fact that I'm not cosplaying all the black characters that exist? Like, yeah, I do cosplay some black characters, but I'm also not going to limit myself because I'm not being put in a box. Like, black people have come too far to be put in a box.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not what I'm doing.
My thing is like, you seen Ghost in the Shell. We know the original Ghost in the Shell was of an Asian woman, pale skin. But the version that we saw, it was American. Scarlett Johansson. Now, where's the Asianness in there? There's none. Now, if you want to nitpick on that, like nitpick on the actual movie,
Yeah.
there's been plenty of other movies there
Right.
should have been casted an Asian person of Asian descent, but they didn't.
They didn't. Or there should have been somebody of color in this position, or they chose to choose a lighter skinned person and then like darken their skin for that role, when they could have just cast somebody of that same complexion.
Yes.
Or something like that. It's like the opportunities that are there, but they're choosing not to utilize them. And sometimes you're just like, why?
Let me see. And what keeps you going, like, to continue on your journey of cosplaying? Like, do you have any, like, goals of actually being featured in some magazines, cosplay, and making your mark? Like, because I know as time progresses, as Black people, we are making moves. We actually reaching different places that we wouldn't have reached before.
Definitely what keeps me going is knowing that sometimes like I get like comments or I'll get DMs and stuff like that. They're like, oh my gosh, I really love your cosplay. I'm like so grateful that you're here. Some people, like I've had like one or two people, like not too many, but like a little bit of people who come to me and be like, I want to start cosplaying now. Like, you know, seeing Black people cosplay, like it really touched them. And like for me, when I first got into it, like I didn't know a lot of Black cosplayers or even like darker cosplayers, because you know, just I didn't see many. And like usually when you go around you go around on YouTube, you see all this like, you know, cosplay music videos for White people or Asian people, and you're just like, okay, like I still want to do this, but like I don't see myself there. So when I finally got into it, finally went to conventions, finally started getting into social media, I started seeing like more people like me, and seeing more people like me kind of like really gave me the push to like keep going. And so like for me, I'm hoping like not just seeing people like me, but like I'm hoping that like, you know, somebody will see someone like me, or like I can be that person to somebody else. Like, okay, like, you know, she's doing it, she did it. What keeps me going really is just knowing that I can be, or one, like I really like the hobby. I like to be creative. I like to make stuff. I like to buy stuff. I like to put on makeup. I like to do the hair. But I really hope that I can be to somebody what everybody else has been to me, or every Black cosplayer, every dark skinned cosplayer has been to me. And then as far as hopes of seeing myself somewhere, like I do hope that I see myself like, you know, somewhere big one day. But you know, my goal isn't to make this a career. It's more to keep it, you know, fun and hobby. I feel like sometimes when you make stuff, well, at least for me, like when I tried to, I didn't go into art when I went to college, because for me that was like something I need to do to de-stress and, you know, have fun, like escape from the busyness of the world. And that's kind of what cosplay is to me. So like I don't want to make it a career, but you know, I wouldn't mind if I made a $2 here and there off of it. And so
it's always a benefit. It's always a plus, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any other like positive vibes that you want to send out to people?
Definitely I want to say don't doubt yourself, because when I first started cosplaying, which was like around 3 or 4 years ago, I got into it for a couple months, and then that was when I didn't see the influences that I was talking about earlier. You know, I didn't see people of my color, didn't see people of my size, because you know, at that time, like I was taking medicine, disclosure, I had ADHD, I had depression, you know, so I was fluctuating in weight, and you know, all you see in the media is the skinny white person, getting the, you know, acknowledgement. So I was like, you know what, this hobby isn't for me, I'm just gonna stop.
That's because they show flesh.
Exactly, you know, they show flesh or whatever. I was like, I'm just gonna stop, I'm gonna do this. But I was like, you know what, no. My friends were like, don't stop. And like, they're like a big part of why I'm still here today. Because I'm like, okay, I won't stop. They're like, you gotta do it, you just gotta keep pushing on. Like, you know, you're good. And so that doubt, if I didn't have outside influences, would have like not brought me here today. So when I say like don't doubt yourself, you know, sometimes you just have like, okay, I'm not feeling good at this moment, but what can I do to get myself to the next level instead of thinking I'm just gonna give up. So I think that'd be my advice to anybody who's wondering, or in any walks of life, because you know it could be cosplay, it could just be like, you know, pursuing your career, pursuing, you know, your major. Maybe you're trying to buy that car and you're just like,
In today's time, anybody trying to worry about no car.
well, no,
Because that's going to be out the wall.
True. But you know, just like, stop, just don't doubt yourself. Like, take a moment, take a step back, maybe to like reevaluate, but don't stop. Just find a way to keep going. I think that'd be mine.
I'm happy you didn't stop.
Thank you.
And I feel as though like you will make it further than, who knows, by the time next year, I'll probably have the, write you a fan like, can I interview you again? Remember me?
And I definitely say yes.
But I feel as though with things moving the way it is and within our community, I feel as though you will make it.
Thank you.
Possibly I may see you in a magazine and be like, yo,
Oh,
you see
no,
it like
I'm
you
trying.
You think, no, you don't.
No, you don't. I know her. Show the DMs.
But thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And I hope I get to have plenty of opportunities in photographing you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.